Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, soft, moist focaccia at home. Making focaccia is very similar to sourdough bread, so the first initial steps are quite similar. I have taken 185 ml water and now I'm adding the starter. The leaven is very active now. So to test, you can do one thing. You just take half spoon of the starter and you drop on the water, and if it's floating, that means your starter is really active and that's the peak to add the starter. Mixing the starter well with water so that everything get dissolved fully. And this is 75% hydration recipe. That means the flour I have taken water, 75% of total flour. Here I have used 30% semolina, or what we call suji. You can use semola flour also. This is a very refined version of semolina. So among total flour, 30% is semolina and 70% is bread flour I have used here. And now adding some olive oil around 50 ml so that it will make a very nice and soft dough. So my dough is ready, bit wet and sticky, and I will use this sour cap to cover it up, and I will leave it for 20 minutes before I add the salt. Minutes over. Now I'm going to add the salt. I will mix with little water so that it will dissolve easily and spread nicely, and I will sprinkle the salt water on top, and then I will just pinch little bit so that it will absorb by the dough nicely. If I stretch the dough, you can see it has not built the gluten yet. That means the dough has no strength, no elasticity yet. So I will just cover with the sour cap again and leave it for 30 minutes before we move to the next step. 30 minutes over. This dough is very wet, so we can't knead. But if you see now, if I stretch, the elasticity is there. It has built the gluten. And since we can't knead, so we will do stretch and fold. This will also help to build the strength in the dough. So basically stretch every corner of the dough and fold it. And this will allow to firm up the dough without destroying the gas building during the fermentation period. I will cover again with the sour cap and let it rest for 30 minutes before I start the next stretch and fold. I have done one more stretch and fold after 30 minutes, and this is the third stretch and fold, which is my final stretch and fold. And after that, I am going to put it in the refrigerator for proofing it overnight and bulk rise. This dough was little bit difficult to handle because of semolina. It became little bit sticky, so it takes longer to absorb the water and become a smooth dough. So this is the final look of the dough. You can see the semolina on top, little bit rough surface. I'm going to put in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours. 12 hours over, and now resting on the kitchen counter, and you can see the dough has raised a lot. If you compare the blue mark on the sour cap, you can see the dough is now more fluffier and fermented nicely. You can see lots of air pockets even below. So now I'm going to transfer it to the baking tray. This is the tray I'm going to use to bake, and I will use generous amount of olive oil and I will apply all over the bowl. After putting the dough on the tray slowly, I will stretch a bit so that it will cover the whole surface. But don't stretch too much because during the bulk fermentation, the dough has developed some gas and we don't want to destroy that. We'll cover with shower cap again and let it sit here for another 30 minutes in the room temperature. We'll apply some olive oil on top and we'll also apply on my fingers, and then I will dimple so that the dough will absorb the oil nicely, and then I will leave it this way to proof for another 30 minutes. I'm going to use all these vegetables and herbs as toppings. Today I'm going to use some sauteed mushrooms, some baby corns, tomatoes, and some cabbage. Among herbs, I'm using oregano, rosemary, basil, and dill. I have sprinkled some chia seeds on top, and now I'm going to decorate with these vegetables and herbs. I like to decorate my food, you know already, right? So yeah, this is a very good opportunity for me to decorate as per my likings and my mood. So this is the final product I have done today, and I'm going to put it another 30 minutes on kitchen counter, and then I will bake. So 30 minutes over and my oven is preheating at 230 degrees Celsius or 446 Fahrenheit. Before putting in the oven, I'm just pressing it a little bit more so that all the toppings will go inside and come out as inbuilt. Sprinkle some salt and black pepper powder so that it will get a very nice little salty and spicy flavor. Look at the dough, how nicely it's rising. This is so satisfying. This means all the process and steps we have taken is actually successful. So here is my focaccia fresh from oven. If I press on top, this is very hard, but my finger is also going very down. That means inside is very soft. The crust is so nice, just like sourdough bread. And now it's time to cut, because focaccia is always good when you eat hot. This bread is so soft, I can't even cut properly. And look at this, beautiful, isn't it? All those air pockets, the crumb is really nice and a sign of good focaccia. Look at the crumb structure, the holes, everything is so even. If you get a focaccia like this, so you should know that you got the best quality focaccia. It's better to slice them thick, unlike sourdough bread. You can see I'm struggling to cut. And now let's cut this one into half. This is so soft, like a cotton ball. I'm really happy with the focaccia I have baked today. Serve them hot. I'm going to serve with homemade fermented mustard sauce. If you are interested for the sauce recipe, I will put the recipe in the description. You can serve with olive oil because olive oil goes very well with focaccia. So this was my best focaccia recipe. Super soft, moist, flavorful. Make at home and let me know how it was. If you have liked this video, comment below, give me a thumbs up, press the subscribe button if you haven't, and I will see you again with lots of fermented food and drinks recipe. Stay happy and healthy.